Fernandez, PRO for Positive Team Media, and I do have here Dr. Augustine Roy Rosario, founder of the Anglo-Indian Suburban Front and the Vice President of the Federation of Anglo-Indian Association in India. Good afternoon to you, sir. We were very happy to be a guest at the program of the 17th annual get-together of the Anglo-Indian Suburban Front, which was held on 25th August 2019 on Sunday at 6 p.m. at Egmore, Chennai. And I would like you to speak about your association and your activities done by your association.
Good afternoon to you. I started this Anglo-Indian Suburban Front because I found that there was no association in the suburbs catering to the Anglo-Indians. In 2003 I formed it. It's the 17th year of my get-together. I do have get-together almost every year. And the 17th get-together I was privileged to have all of you in the function. My main focus of the association is to connect the haves with the have-nots with my association. And we had a very good meeting that day. And we discussed whatever we did during the last 1 year. The main things which we have attended to is the question of the Anglo-Indian schools receiving subsidy and not passing off to the Anglo-Indian children. So that under the RTI Act I have asked, I have received some reply. So only about 7 schools I have received the reply. I am going further to find out. That was one part. The other part was writing to the government about Article 334 extension, by which we have it's a special reservation available to the community under Article 334 that is going to expire shortly. I will brief later on it. So these were the two things we focused during our meeting. The meeting was held by Dr. Charles Dice, MP, ex-MP, who was the president of my Federation of Anglo-Indian Association in India. And we had a few guests from other than our community also who spoke well on that occasion. We had a band, live band, we had people dancing, and we had a tombola, and finally we had dinner. It was the best meeting, I should say, the 17th annual get-together was the best meeting I had.
Article 334 that you were discussing at the function, I would like to know what is the importance of this Article 334 at this point of time. Can you brief us on this?
This Article 334 of the Constitution, it deals with granting special reservation to the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe as well as the Anglo-Indian community. So, under this article of the Constitution, the scheduled caste community get 15% reservation of their members to the Parliament and Assemblies. The ST people have 7% reservation by which they can get to Parliament and Assembly. The Anglo-Indians have 2 seats in Lok Sabha. Apart from 543 elected MPs, we have 2 nominated MPs in the Lok Sabha. They are nominated by the President on the recommendation of Prime Minister as per Article 331. 334 gives the 331 effect of 331. So now this Article 334 was when the Constitution was drafted by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar along with his colleagues there. They gave the reservation to all these 3 communities for a period of 60 years. 26 January 1950 to 26 January 2010. Then when it was about to expire, we all raised the issue of the economic condition of our community. And that time the Congress was good enough to extend all 3 communities a special reservation by a further period of 10 years. That is 26 January 2020. Now we are just a few months ahead of this expiry period. That is why we are taking it up seriously in all our meetings. I spoke about this in the meeting at Trichy. The Anglo-Indian United Christian Front had a meeting there. United Christian Association had a meeting. I was the chief guest. I raised the issue. It was brought out in the press. Again, we focused on this during our recent 17th annual get-together at Chennai. So, this article gives special reservation for to the community for representation. So, it is coming to an end. Unless we have a representation, we can't represent to the government. We'll have to depend on our local representatives, which is very hard for our people living in different states, in different locations. So when we have a representative, we can go to them, and our issues are very specific regarding our community. That's how the reason of asking 334 is to have further extension so that we can have representation of our community. Needs of our community can be taken in a better way.
Dr. Augustine Roy Rosario, for demanding extension of Article 334, what is your justification from the community side? Can you brief us on that?
Thank you very much for asking. That's a very important issue also. See, this Article 334 was granted to us in the Constitution in 1950 when the Constitution was framed. It was a period of 50 years, 1960 to 2010. Special reservation to represent the community for a period of 60 years, 1950 to 2010. Then the Congress government ruled for 10 years. They extended it for a further period of 10 years up to January 26, 2020. So now it's going to come to an end in 3 months. Now, our only hope and solution is Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, because he is the person in power. We depend on him and our Home Minister Mr. Amit Shah to consider a fact-finding report of 2013. This is a fact-finding report. This has been published after the Union Ministry of Minorities at the time, State for Minority, Mr. Nina Miri. He had visited 4 states: West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. The main cities in these states, the capitals of these states. And he, in his report, the fact-finding report, they have talked about a lot of issues, what the Anglo-Indians are facing. They say it has been observed that the community in India, the Anglo-Indian community in India, facing identity crisis, lack of employment, educational backwardness, lack of proper housing facilities, and cultural erosion. This report, we are harping only on this report because it is a government's team which has gone to the various states and found out that the community is behind. And also, see, this Constituent Assembly in making provisions with all this. It has said the reservation of seat, making provisions with regarding to reservation of seats and nomination of members have not ceased to exist. The bill stated the reasons which weighed in the Constituent Assembly in making provisions with regarding to reservation of seats and nomination of members have not ceased to exist. What have also corroborated with the same thing, that we are having so much of backwardness in so many areas. So these are the things we are requesting the government, BJP government in the center, to take into account and give us this further extension. This is the ground for seeking further extension. So I honestly believe that our Prime Minister Modi ji, he has taken several welfare measures. We will also look into the small community which is facing so many problems and give us this special representation. And another, this has also been taken up 4 times till now. On 4 occasions it has been taken. This matter has been raised in 4 occasions. On 6/6/19, 6th June 2019, I had written to Honourable Prime Minister Mr. Modi and the President of India with copy to the Home Minister Mr. Amit Shah ji, who also the President of BJP, Ravi Shankar Prasad, our Honourable Minister for Law and Justice, Prahlad Joshi, Parliament Minister, also a copy to Mr. Barry O'Brien, President of All India, and Dr. Charles Dice, Federation President. Now, on acting on this, our Federation President Dr. Charles Dice, he has also written a letter to Prime Minister Modi on these grounds. This is a letter written by Dr. Charles Dice, and we had also passed a special resolution in Bangalore that was on 6th. This is a resolution passed at Bangalore by the Federation of All India Association. I was there in the meeting as Vice President. We have requested the government to amend this Article 334 and give us extension. Also, a request was made that the persons nominated are to be well aware of the problems faced by the community and they should enjoy the support of the community. This is main, because we come across people who are getting nominated and not aware of the problems. They don't take part in any issue of the community. So, the people nominated should be capable of handling the problems of the community. This is our request. Now, on 6/6/19 I have taken up, on 6/7/19 the Federation taken up, on 3/8/19 again we took it up at Trichy meeting of the All India Association there, Anglo-Indian United Christian Association Trichy. The issue and passed a resolution, it's already come in the newspaper. Again on 25th August, that was the last where we had the 17th annual get together, I raised this issue and this matter has also been notified as a press. In this, the press itself says Anglos pin hopes on BJP government for status and quota. The press which has witnessed our meeting, they themselves have said the Anglo-Indians pin hope on the BJP government. This is only we have to say. It is our Prime Minister Modi who can very well do it, and we are confident that he will do it.
I hope our Honourable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, will positively look into this issue and grant the extension of Article 334. I wish you all success
Thank you.
on behalf of the Anglo-Indian community. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dr. Dias, what is your argument in extending Article 334 to provide the Anglo-Indian community seats in Parliament and state legislative assemblies?
See, Sir Henry Gidney demanded to the British for providing Anglo-Indians seats in the Central Legislative Assembly in a situation that the Anglo-Indians had the apprehension that their interest can be protected and their grievances can be voiced in the lawmaking bodies, and he demanded to the British representation, and the British provided Anglo-Indians representation in the Central Legislative Assembly by nominating Sir Henry Gidney. Later, when India was about to get independence, when the Constituent Assembly was formed, the British nominated Sir Henry Gidney to the Constituent Assembly. Later, after the demise of Sir Henry Gidney, Frank Anthony was nominated, and Frank Anthony could convince the then national leaders the necessity for nominating Anglo-Indians to the lawmaking bodies in India, the independent India. And as such, Article 331 and 333 were provided, which were protected by Article 334. And the Anglo-Indians made use of these provisions and voiced their opinions in Parliament and in state legislative assemblies wherever these facilities were provided to them. And this was of great help to the 4 lakhs Anglo-Indians in the country.
Now that the period of Article 334 is getting over in January 2020, what is the logic in asking extension of it?
See, the situation when Sir Henry Gidney demanded for representation to Anglo-Indians in the lawmaking bodies in the country is still continuing. Article 334 was extended after years and years of passing amendments to the Constitution, and every 10th year it was extended, and the period of these nominations are getting over by January 2020. And now the situation is the same. Anglo-Indians are facing so many problems. They have the disability of economic and educational slackness, and housing is a great problem amongst the Anglo-Indians. And there are so many occasions while I was a member in the Parliament, I had to intervene directly in exploiting and land snatching mafias, that the poor Anglo-Indians, especially elderly Anglo-Indians, their land was grabbed by land mafia. And this was I find it as a great opportunity to help the community, and still that situation is continued in India. That's why we demand that Article 334 has to be extended to help the Anglo-Indians to protect their interest, to protect their culture and language.